after a years-long detente, Ethan has sent a few shots across the bow at Trisha Paytas, following the birth of her son. So let's start with this clip here. Ethan accuses Trisha of ace-familying her children by, already starting to take advantage of them and put them in front of the internet way too much for their own good.
Trisha Paytas gave birth to her third child, a boy, and I promise you guys with everything in my heart and soul that they named this child Aquaman.
They did do that.
He's looking around. He's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. What's the vibe in here? How do people feel about this name? Olivia says she loves it. She's always very positive, right?
I'm just going to come out and say it. Elvis and Malibu are unorthodox, but ultimately cute, and like I see these working as names. Aquaman is, frankly,
here we go,
exploitive. They are exploiting that child for social credit, for attention, and it's disgusting.
Well, what?
Holy shit! How quickly do we think Moses was on the phone crying to Mummy? I mean, it seems like that's not getting any play anymore, so maybe he doesn't. Aqua is way better than Aquaman, 100%. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. And it feels to me like Ethan's been sitting on this for a while, and I'm glad that he's getting it out. And I know that they've kind of, the gloves have been back off, right? Like, he went after Moses somewhat recently, like a few months ago, when everything kind of finally blew up with the family, right? And he's just like, fuck you, Moses, I don't care anymore. But he's been pretty polite and positive about Trisha. But as a father of 3 as well, I think he has a right to weigh in on how another internet personality is raising their kids in the public eye. I mean, he's always gone after family channels, and that is what Trisha is building now. It makes total sense to me that he's saying this.
What's the
Aquaman is not a fucking name to raise your.
He's not even a great superhero.
But what if the dad is?
It's not Aqua though, Olivia. It's Aquaman.
The worst.
He's the worst superhero.
That's the real. That's the real.
Like,
And
why are you
also-
doing that to your kid?
That's the thing that I know. Nobody likes Aquaman.
Everyone
That's what-
hates
exactly.
Aquaman.
Literally the lamest
The
hero.
Justice League makes fun of him, like, go swim with the fish.
Yeah,
You're
why
not
don't you go
included in the
fuck a fish,
meetings.
weirdo?
Yeah, for sure.
The Aquaman-esque character in The Boys has sex with octopus.
Okay. Okay.
Laughing stock.
Trisha and Moses deserve the smoke. Yes, they have been smoke-free for a long time. I mean, what are you doing? Like, he's just trolling. I mean, they're trolling with their child. Plus, it's technically his nephew. Also true, right? He has like multiple grounds and multiple fronts to have an opinion on this and to express it.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
exactly.
They're like, also Aquaman sucks.
I heard they said.
Yeah, like, and I think that's what he's saying is that it's not like it's like an honor to be named Aquaman, right? Aquaman is like the butt of the jokes in the superhero world. That's what they're saying. I am not familiar with superhero lore. Please know that. I'm gonna name my first child Wonder Woman regardless of gender. And you know what? We support that. We support children of any gender being named Wonder Woman because we are feminists.
That if they had a boy, Moses would name him. And he named him Aquaman Moses.
There's no way, in my opinion, that Trisha did not have a say in Aquaman as the name. Like, do we really think Moses liked that name best?
Moses Hackman. Okay? Now, I'm just going to come out and say it. I think that it is
Kate is Nate,
disrespectful
I
to the
wish.
child, and it's just straight up
Okay,
I
hang
think
on.
that
Here we go.
Okay? Now, I'm just going to come out and say it. I think that it is disrespectful to the child, and it's just straight up exploitive for social media credits and attention. It's literally, they're already ace-familying their kids, and it makes me sick.
They're ace-familying their kids, and it makes me sick. Yeah. And we all knew it was going to happen, right? Like, as soon as Trisha got pregnant the first time, I feel like we all knew exactly where things were going, that this was going to be a family channel, right? That she was building a family channel. That doesn't mean she doesn't love her kids and care for them, right? But I also think that that putting your kids on camera constantly and monetizing them is child labor, right? It's kind of like a human trafficking thing. And I think now we have so much data on family channels and how dysfunctional they are, how messed up the kids are from it. And even like the history of child actors, right? Why would you want to put your kid on that track, knowing how rarely it goes well? Because you want to make money, because you want to monetize it, because that is more important than looking at the facts of how this kind of thing screws with child development, right? FOMO loves Trisha. All the snark mods do. Do you want to know why? Because they all started as Trisha fans, and then when Frenemies ended, they created the snark communities to attack Ethan and blamed Ethan for the end of Frenemies. That's why they all love Trisha. I don't think it's the money, it's the fame. Well, I mean, it's one and the same, right? Like when I say monetize, I mean, it's about both, right? It's about getting the money. It's also about growing your audience, but that all comes down to money. That's all lifestyle shit. I mean, we know that Trisha has a spending problem. People love Trisha because she, on the surface, is a person who overcame severe mental health issues, whether we believe she did or not. Yeah, I mean, I think people love her for different reasons, right? They love her, they love to hate her, they watch her like they watch a train wreck. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to enjoy Trisha, right? She is an entertaining person. But now she's responsible for children. And I think that we can be a little more critical of her, right? Like, so far she has just refused to be canceled, right? She just respawns over and over again. And I think the family channel thing is like her latest iteration. But I don't think we have to just support her because she's here and won't go away. Right? Like, and I think that Ethan is uniquely positioned to have opinions about this. And I support him for that. So here is another piece that he said, which I think for him and Hila hits close to home, and he's sort of touched on it before, but this is where he really goes ham. Welcome, Nikota. He really goes ham on Trisha for this, and I, again, don't fault him for it at all. Okay.
And once again, I'm happy for.
And I will say this. Let's talk for a second about Ethan's tics, right? A lot of the snarkers say that during like big segments, it clearly seems like he has like gone off camera and like done stimulants. Like, I'm assuming they think it's like Adderall or Vyvanse or Coke, right? That's what's kind of like the insinuation. But you can see that it's anxiety, because it's always, to me, he'll be like totally mellow during like the early parts of the episode, right? But when he gets into these conversations and right before he says something that he knows is going to be controversial, that's when he has a little tick out. Like, let me refresh this. Yeah.
And once again, I'm happy for them. Family's beautiful and great.
Yes.
But once again,
yeah, like to me,
I'm just gonna say it.
It's so clear to me that it's his anxiety rising. And if you have anxiety, you know the feeling, right? It's coming. You know it's coming. You get the knot in your stomach. Yeah, it's stress. It's stress. Anyone saying it's not is being willfully obtuse, because it's always before he says something controversial, or he starts talking about something that he's really upset about. You don't think that clip of him saying Biden and almost nodding off and failing to say a word was a little off? What are you talking about? Coke girlies have debunked this snark myth. I love that. Okay, here we go.
But once again, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get it out. Trisha lied about being infertile, and that's a disgusting thing to do. She had 3 kids back to back without a single fucking hesitation. Back to back. She got pregnant immediately. Now that's great and good for them, but she continually lied about being infertile, which is a horrible fucking thing to do because real people go through that every day and they don't get to have 3 kids back to back at back.
Yeah, you can hear Olivia whispering. Let's see what she says.
But once again, I'm just going to say.
Thank you. And no, I didn't eat Ethan. I ate your mom.
I'm going to get it out. Trisha lied about being infertile, and that's a disgusting thing to do. She had 3 kids back to back without a single.
She says she's something. I can't hear what she says.
Fucking hesitation. Back to back. She got pregnant.
She's like whispering maybe to Dan.
Immediately. Now that's great and good for them, but she continually lied about being infertile, which is a horrible fucking thing to do because real people go through that every day and they don't get to have 3 kids back to back at back exactly planned just like you want. Fuck that.
So I agree with Ethan here, and I understand why he's doing this because this is personal for him, right? As far as we know, I mean, he and Hila had to have some sort of fertility therapies to get pregnant. And Trisha knew that. And she continued to be like, well, I'm more infertile than you guys. They must have gone through IVF because they talked about all the embryos. So for them, I think it hits close to home, right? Because they did use IVF. I don't know if she shit on them for using IVF. I don't remember. I know she shit on them for having nannies, right? But then also tried to like take up all the air in the room by talking about how she had like triple chlamydia and it made her infertile forever, right? And yes, fish heads, you're right. Maybe Ethan is being a little presumptuous. Maybe she did use IVF, but I'm assuming that Ethan has more information than we do. And he seems to know that these kids were planned and that the plan went very well. Even if they used IVF, it doesn't mean that she was infertile in any way. It could have just been the choice. I mean, maybe she had already frozen her eggs. We don't know. We don't know what's going on in the background. And exactly. So she tried to take away from their pregnancy announcement by saying she was infertile. This discussion is not going how I expected at all. Thanks, Kate. I was worried. I'm confused. Why were you worried? She was super sensitive when Hila was pregnant, but I think she had a little jealousy. She had a lot of jealousy for a lot of reasons. And I think she tried to use her supposed infertility, we don't know, to kind of be like the scapegoat of why she was feeling jealous. But I think she was feeling jealous for a lot of other reasons, like the fact that Ethan is surrounded by a lot of real meaningful relationships and connections. And to that point in Trisha's life, she hadn't really had any of those, right? Like she became enemies with just about everybody she was friends with, including Ethan. Her relationships were a total dumpster fire. And so seeing Ethan and Hila and their family starting out and like being there for that, seeing the crew that was so supportive around them, I think that was hard for somebody with so much dysfunction in their life to see and appreciate without being envious. I understand the jealousy, but she was so mean to Hila. Exactly. And I think that is why Ethan does not have sympathy for her. And then for him to watch them have 3 children just as they planned, according to Ethan, right? Like, I am, again, assuming that Ethan knows more about their family planning than we do. Because Moses, as we know, is very close with their mom. I'm assuming that their mom talks to Ethan and Hila about things, right? She was trying to create a rift between Ethan's relationships, 100,000%. She is, she talked on the show about having borderline personality disorder, and I think that that's spot on. Because they have a very hard time maintaining relationships. Trisha's infertility story changes. She first said the doctor told her she has damaged ovaries, then to having severely scarred and smushed tubes to the doctor telling her tubes are clear. Yeah, I mean, the version that I remember is that at one point she had so much, I think it was chlamydia, right? that it like scarred her tubes or something. That's the story that I remember. And I will say that there are some infertility issues or fertility issues, at least a lot of them can be treated with like a surgery or different medications, right? Like she very likely could have had her problems fixed. I feel like every lesbian over 30 has dated someone with BPD. Am I wrong? You are not wrong. I married one. First wife, not this one. So yeah, I mean, none of us, supposedly it was untreated chlamydia and it left her infertile. She said that, exactly. And she made it seem like it was a final thing, which I'm now learning as I get older and know people with like fertility issues is like, the vast majority of fertility issues can be treated to some degree.
Grape Tickler gave $4.99. Anywho.
Oh, Grape Tickler.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Waving hand emoji. Girl with a mic, your show is great time.
Thank you, Grape Tickler. Anywho. I think Moses has always had a lot of jealousy too. Absolutely. And I think that just sort of like fed into it, right? And he was also a clout goblin like Trisha. So like it's like they were perfect for each other, but it was also like the worst thing. But obviously Ethan is pissed about that. I think he has a little bit more to say about it here. So let's see.
So I'm just gonna say congrats.
Congrats. Yeah, that's what I say too.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, it upsets me. I don't like the way that she's lied about this shit, okay? You guys don't have to say it, but I will.
And that's what we love about this show, right? Like everyone's allowed to say how they feel. And you don't get that other places, right? Usually people just hire yes men who just, go along with whatever they say. Think about like Crowder, right? And even Hassan, like all of his friends just sit there when he's like, yeah, my favorite flag is the Hezbollah flag. Like that shit would never happen on this show. And that's why I love it. We don't know enough, right, to have the same reaction as Ethan. I think I agree with people in chat who reminded us that we might not know about all of Trisha's struggles. And that's valid. That's totally valid. And we wish Aquaman the best. And here's hoping California passes a lot of laws to protect children from family channels in the near future.